The name's Paul, 29 years old. Living with my farmer dad in our rural home, I'm a struggling manga artist. My hard-working sister Paige, who moved out, is currently visiting us. I see. Wow, your job's really profound. Hey, you think I can interview you again?
What? Again? Oh, it's so exhausting.
Please? I really need that for the manga I'm currently writing. I'm begging you. I'll make pumpkin pudding with the pumpkins Dad grew later.
Your homemade pumpkin pudding? Oh, it's my favorite.
Yes! So, does that mean you'll cooperate?
Yeah, but not that long, though.
Yes! Deal! Thank you! I'll make it extra delicious this time.
Yay! Anyways, I heard from Dad earlier that you're going on a blind date next time?
Yeah, I was like, at first. But lately, Dad has been muttering that he wants to see his grandchild's face. Besides, while you have a proper job, I dropped out of high school and have been chasing my dream of becoming a manga artist. But he's always supported me, so I feel bad.
Yeah, isn't Dad so unbelievably nice?
Yeah, I've been disappointing him.
What? I don't think so. You help him with the household chores and his farm. You also pay living expenses too, right?
Yeah, but compared to you, I'm nothing. So I need to take action to fulfill at least one of his dreams. Yes, I'm actually going on a blind date next month. My dad set me up with the daughter of his junior from his school days, who's now a bank branch manager. I was both nervous and excited since this was my first time. I was curious about what she'd be like, but to my disbelief, she and her father turned out to be dirtbags. One weekend afternoon, while my dad was in the field, I was cleaning the yard. Then suddenly...
Dad, come, here's the house. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, thank God. A flashy dressed woman and an older man were talking outside of our house. Then she noticed me in the yard and said,
Hi, I'm looking for Paul.
That would be me. May I help you?
Nice to meet you. I'm Maisie. This is my dad.
Richard, nice to meet you.
I'm scheduled to go on a blind date with you next month. Have you not heard about it?
Oh yeah, I heard. It's very nice to meet you too. I just couldn't wait to receive your personal information, so I asked the branch manager for your address. Oh, I remember Dad saying that the branch manager told them our address just in case.
Hey, you probably heard from your dad that my dad is an elite banker, right? Right?
I think so. Is it normal to brag that your own dad is an elite banker? Honestly, it would be embarrassing and problematic if my daughter's blind date were unprivileged, but this house is acceptable. What?
So glad. Well, we'll get going. See you next month.
After saying that, they got into a luxury car parked nearby and left. Goodness, they have this rude vibe. Do I really have to meet with people like that next month? Honestly, I felt uneasy about it. Thanks for cleaning, Paul. Hey, Dad, no problem. I don't know why, but my blind date and her father came by. Oh, really? The branch manager told me they might visit someday. Sorry for not telling you. But I can't believe they came today. I should have come back earlier. Hey, I hope it becomes a good match. Seeing my dad smiling like that made me reluctant to tell him that those two were rude. He probably strongly wished for me to get married and have a family. He's genuinely nice and never imposes his wishes on us. But as his son, I can tell what he wants. I could have declined the blind date at this point, but seeing him looking forward to it made me hesitant. Besides, it's not good to judge people whom I only met for a few minutes. Well, I mean, I can politely refuse in the end. So I decided to send my personal information and proceed. However, on the day of the blind date, the branch manager, who was supposed to be the intermediary, had to work and couldn't attend. In the private room of the luxurious restaurant, it was just the four of us. Then, I'm just gonna be straightforward. I don't want Maisie to do anything with your son. What? Huh. No wonder that they both were looking displeased and glaring at me for some reason. This is sudden, may I ask why for that?
My dad is an elite banker. The daughter of that marrying a high school dropout with no job. We were furious reading your personal information, deceiving us, showing us that nice house. It's probably some cheap secondhand property you bought through a connection.
What? Also, living off plowing the fields every day? A farmer's such a poor job. There's no way unprivileged people like you two can be in the same room as us. Go home, you dropout, low-educated idiot. You must have done something to please the branch manager to set up a blind date like this, huh?
If it weren't my dad's boss, I would have complained to the intermediary. Go home.
They were scumbags. I then looked at my dad. I don't mind being insulted since I disappointed my parents by dropping out and writing unsuccessful manga, but to call my dad poor and unprivileged? That pissed me off. Calling farmers poor. Who do you think works hard every day to grow the vegetables you eat every day? Bow your heads and apologize to all the farmers in the world. I was about to grab my bag and leave, but before I knew it, my dad was already standing up. My usually nice dad was glaring at both of them with an intense expression. Fine, then we'll go ahead and leave. I'm going to report all of this to the branch manager, your boss, okay? Oh yeah? If that's so, then I'll tell him that you were the ones being disrespectful. Do you think the branch manager is going to listen to poor people like you? Don't think so. Go ahead and report this. Goodness. It's embarrassing to see someone who proudly calls themselves an elite with a smug look on their face. So petty. Excuse me?
What? Dad is petty? Are you being serious? Apologize.
I refuse to humiliate myself by bowing to people like you. I was planning to use your bank, but maybe I should reconsider. If I entrust my money to a bank with rotten people like you, even the money will rot. How dare you! The next moment, Richard threw the glass of water that was on the table at us. Whoa! Are you serious? It's your fault, unprivileged losers.
Yeah, go home. Bye. Hey, excuse me. The floor's wet, so clean it up.
Richard slammed the empty glass down on the table while Maisie frowned, calling the waiter. This is outrageous! My anger finally reached its peak, and I slammed my hands on the table and stood up. But then my dad reached out his arm towards me and nodded slowly. He was telling me to leave it to him. I see. Yeah. Seems like these scumbags have finally made my usually nice dad snap. And I'll tell the branch manager that you two were verbally abusive towards her. You also made fun of me about how I'm petty, right? Everyone heard it.
Yeah, if you don't want anything to... Huh? Wait, why are you on your phone?
At that moment, Maisie noticed that my dad had his phone to his ears. Meanwhile, after checking the ceiling, I sent a message to someone. The next moment... Hello? I'm canceling the $40 million deposit. What? Yeah, a guy named Richard working there said my son and I are unprivileged losers. I can't entrust my money to a place with people like him. Bye. After saying that, he hung up and put the phone in his pocket, but... $40 million? Pfft, stop lying. There's no way people like you have that much. Are you trying to threaten me? Wow, you are so childish. Are you serious? At that moment, Richard's phone started ringing. Huh? A call from the branch manager? Hello? What? Apologize to them right now? Why? But... No. They were the ones being disrespectful towards us, though. Really? What? Seriously? He's a major landowner? Then the $40 million is true?
That wasn't on the personal information, though.
My dad recently inherited a vast fortune from my grandpa, who moved to Dubai with my grandma, having the best life. Upon realizing my dad's true identity, Richard's face turned pale. Next to him, Maisie, who had heavily applied foundation, was sweating profusely, looking like a melting candle.
Please, hold on. As I've been telling you, we're the ones being disrespected. Yeah, losing $40 million will be no, will definitely hurt the bank, but, huh? Apologize to them right now? And what? I'm fired? No, please. Hello? Oh no, he hung up. This is bad.
What's going to happen to us?
God damn it! This is the last resort. I'm so sorry for everything, I really am.
Richard suddenly bowed his head to us, apologizing, then said,
Please deposit the $40 million to the bank. If you don't, then I'll get fired.
So what? Hey, you need to make amends for throwing water at my dad and brother earlier.
And then Paige appeared. Yep, the person I secretly messaged earlier was her. But then...
Who the hell are you?
My little sister. She's actually a lawyer.
Lawyer?
Throwing water at someone is assault, you know.
What? Excuse me?
Remember how I wanted to interview Paige? The reason is because my manga's main character is a lawyer.
I didn't do anything.
You sure? Then why are my dad and brother's clothes wet?
They did that to themselves. I didn't do anything.
Then I said, Hey Richard, look up, over there. I pointed to the ceiling.
Crap.
His eyes widened and instantly turned pale. He was clearly losing his composure because there was a security camera attached to the ceiling. The next moment, his shoulders slumped and he muttered, It's over, before collapsing on the spot. After that, my dad told the branch manager he would deposit the $40 million as originally planned if he fired Richard. So Richard was promptly dismissed. Also, thanks to Paige, Richard was ordered to pay compensation to both my father and me. Having lost his job, he, who was quite attached to his elite banker status, searched for jobs at other major banks, but given his age, nobody would hire him. Though he could have worked elsewhere, his pride wouldn't allow it, and he remained unemployed for a while. Meanwhile, both he and Maisie, who'd been living lavishly, couldn't lower their standard of living and continued to use their money, so they ended up selling their house. Since their family had grown tired of them and cut ties, with no one to rely on, they moved to a shabby apartment with a shared bathroom and toilet. Maisie complained, I can't live in a place like this, I hate you so much, and left. Later, I heard on the news that she'd been tricked by a man she met online and got involved in a crime, getting arrested. Prison life sure must be tough for her. As for Richard, he remained unemployed and moved borrowing from loan sharks and now works by a river in a dangerous foreign country, risking his life washing something. Seems like vicious reptiles appear too. He must be living a dreadful life. His obsession with elite status ignoring reality led to this downfall. Well, they both deserve this. As for me, I'm still living peacefully with my dad. The manga I was writing with Paige's help had become quite popular and is trending on social media. Thanks, Paige. Just the other day, she actually visited again, and...
Wow, I didn't expect your manga to be this popular.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Oh, and also, when we were thrown water at...
No problem. Can I ask you something? Why didn't those two know that Dad was a major landowner? I thought the branch manager would have said that beforehand.
I told him to not say that because a blind date is primarily about the individuals involved, not about their jobs.
I see.
Hey, let's eat! Oh, guess what? Grandpa sent us some al-nasma.
Isn't that chocolate made from camel's milk? Never had it before.
Really? Yay! Me neither. Let's eat it for dessert tonight.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!